But when I called my doctor said that he cannot
Who is your
show.
doctor? The man that gave you?
Yes.
Even after delivering the child, the child will still not, it will still be negative.
Of course, it will take time. It will take time.
And you believe this cock and bull story? Are you not educated? All this story is a scam.
In a world where the gift of life is celebrated as sacred, there exists a sinister underworld exploiting the deepest desire of vulnerable couples. Welcome to woisele TV, where we uncover the hidden truths that shake the very foundation of trust and faith in society. In today's expose, we delve into the shocking revelations brought to light by BBC Africa Eye in their investigative documentary titled Nigeria's Miracle Baby Scammers. This hard-hitting investigation uncovers a chilling network of fraudsters preying on childless couples, waving deceit under the guise of miraculous births and divine interventions. But how do they operate? Who are the masterminds behind these life-altering scams? And most importantly, what happens to the innocent babies caught in this tangled web of lies? Stay with us as we dissect this eye-opening documentary, exploit the devastating impact of these scams, and discuss the urgent need for justice and awareness in Nigeria's fertility journey. This is more than a story. This is a call to action.
Here is Paulo. For what? How many pregnant women this year?
It's February 2024.
Are you pregnant?
Local authorities are storming a building in the outskirts of Umunya, southeastern Nigeria.
Who are training officers? We saw 6 young girls.
On the surface, it's just an average health clinic. But a much darker reality hides behind its walls. Adobe, not her real name, was brought here by her boyfriend's brother and not allowed to leave. She was 6 months pregnant.
The
truth, as Adobe would soon find out, was that once she gave birth, her baby would be taken from her. Tricked and trapped, she found herself caught up in a surreal scam that has taken hold in Nigeria.
Let me tell you, without mincing words, crypto pregnancy cannot exist without child trafficking.
Like 1.8 million.
There's enormous pressure to have children in Nigeria. Even with one of the highest fertility rates in the world, many couples still struggle to conceive. And when that happens, it's the women who are made to feel like failures. Ostracized, abused, and brutalized in some cases, some are pushed to extremes in their quest to have a baby. Women like Juliet.
Every woman wants to be a mother. And even society, the way it treats women that don't have children, is as if they have committed a crime.
For 11 years, Juliet and her husband tried unsuccessfully to conceive. It brought her so much pain, and she couldn't bear to see her husband suffer as much as she was.
I even told my husband to go and get married.
You asked your husband to go find another wife?
I wanted him to be happy. I wanted him to be a father.
That must have been really difficult.
Very difficult. Very difficult.
Juliet's desperate longing for a child led her to seek all sorts of possible treatments.
I nearly died. The woman gave me a drug and told me I'm going to have a running stomach. I took the drug and before I knew it, I was unable to breathe.
Juliet's husband begged her to stop searching for solutions, but a new glimmer of hope appeared on the horizon.
In 2018, people started telling me about this cryptic pregnancy. I was very happy. Now, the problem is my husband, to convince him to allow me to go. I told him, look at what they are saying. People are going there and they are giving birth to. Let me try.
Cryptic pregnancy is a medical term. It refers to when a person is unaware that they are pregnant until late in the pregnancy. It's a rare phenomenon. But here, it refers to something completely different. A miracle fertility treatment. It's big business, and it's a scam.
A woman is convinced that if she visits a cryptic nurse or a doctor, she's going to get an injection, a tablet, or a solution that she will drink. And after she goes home, she sleeps with her husband, she's going to get pregnant. But that pregnancy is not going to show up in tests, it's not going to show up in scans.
Victims are led to believe that scans won't detect the baby because it isn't actually in the womb, but rather towards their back. Once they are told they are pregnant, they go for regular checkups where they're given drugs, which sometimes leads to changes in their body.
You see somebody with protruding stomach, legs swollen and everything. That's the kind of...
And when the time for delivery comes, women are told they can only be induced by the scammers themselves.
Your doctor will call you and say, come and give birth today.
We've heard numerous reports of how women do actually believe they've given birth. My colleagues Ebere and Chiagozie have been investigating how scammers prey on couples' desperation for a child, especially online, for years.
These groups have like 5,000 members.
5,000?
3,000 members.
Really?
Yes, loads of people. It's a phenomenon that is not just endemic in Nigeria. It's also South Africa, the Caribbean. They are all in this one group talking about the same thing.
Can you show me some of this stuff?
Yeah.
Most cryptic pregnancy goes with monthly flow. Don't be confused or scared.
Most women know that having a monthly cycle has something to do with the womb. So they convince them that you're carrying it at the back. You don't need to worry yourself. You'll still be seeing your period.
There's also a religious aspect to this scam. The Christianity followed by many in Nigeria embraces the miraculous. And when miracles are possible, nothing is impossible.
People don't argue when religion is involved. They see that something that transcends science.
Anyone that expresses any doubts is immediately expelled from these groups.
Somebody will just come in and say, my husband is no longer comfortable with this. Admin will shut her down and delete her from the group so that she will not be an obstacle. You see? Admin deleted, admin deleted.
It seems so obvious that people would have doubts, but many are willing to believe.
When it comes to having children, whatever rational mind you think you have can be easily undone when there are so many people on your neck pressurizing you. Even within my own family, friends, I've seen what that pressure can do, and it can be really lonely. So if someone is offering you what you feel is a lifeline, I can see how people would take it.
After weeks of research, Chiagozie and Ebere were connected with one so-called cryptic doctor operating in the southeastern state of Anambra. Her clients call her Dr. Ruth. Ebere and Chiagozie are on their way to an appointment with her, posing as a couple that have been trying to conceive for 8 years. The clinic is in a small hotel. Inside, dozens of women are waiting. Some have travelled for hours to get here. While Ebere and Chiagozie wait in the corridors, they hear cheers of joy coming from the consultation room. A woman has just been told she's pregnant. Then it's Ebere's turn. This is Dr. Ruth. Dr. Ruth reassures Chiagozie that this is a tried and tested method. This initial treatment normally costs just over $200 US. Ebere is told she can choose the sex of her child, but only if she accepts an injection. Not knowing what's in it, Chiagozie and Ebere refuse the offer. Dr. Ruth hands her a sachet of a crushed, unlabeled substance instead, and she instructs Ebere and Chiagozie on when they should be having intercourse and how to take the drugs.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Ebere will be expected to return in 4 weeks to see if she might be pregnant. To understand what pushes people to choose this surreal path over more conventional, medically sound solutions, I meet with gynecologist Dr. Kingsley in Enugu, a neighboring state to Anambra.
The core problem is the certainty that you go home with a baby. The in vitro fertilization is there. You can have surrogacy, you can have donor egg, all those things are available. But the problem is the failure rate is high. So people tend to err towards cryptic, those that can afford it. Cryptic pregnancy, it's not really for poor people.
Not only are these want-to-be parents better off, they also tend to be better educated. But the certainty of coming out with a baby is enough for them to ignore what might be behind all of this, or to worry about their own health.
We don't know the drugs they give to them. And when you're taking unknown drugs or herbal concoctions, that has potential to cause some health issues.
And yet this doesn't seem to be discouraging people.
How widespread would you say this issue is?
It's shrouded in secrecy. What we'll see, I think, is the tip of the iceberg.
It's Ebere's follow-up appointment with Dr. Ruth to see whether the treatment has been a success. Ebere has not taken any of the drugs Dr. Ruth gave her, the drugs that reportedly would have ensured she got pregnant. Ebere greets one of Dr. Ruth's clients.
Good morning.
Inside, the woman starts complaining. She's been pregnant for over 9 months and has yet to deliver.
11 months. No one in Chagoriego since August. I don't know. Face to face.
During our investigation, we've heard this many times. Women going through the cryptic pregnancy treatment having to wait way beyond a normal gestation period before being ready to give birth. When Ebere steps into the room, Dr. Ruth brings out a device that looks like an ultrasound scanner. She places it on Ebere's stomach, and moments later, a tiny sound is heard. It's heartbreaking to know that for the women that visit Dr. Ruth, this moment of elation, hearing the news that you're pregnant, is all an illusion. Dr. Ruth explains the next steps.
It's not like normal pregnancy. You experience labor, but not until you know the thing. It goes without induction, without any other thing.
So Ebere will not deliver until a drug is administered. And getting this drug is not going to be easy.
The organ induce the induction. The organ is too expensive, very short. It's not all very expensive. It's just too. So all of the going and smuggle in. Like banana 1.8, 2 million. Yes.
1.5 to 1.8 million That's around $1,000 per child. But what happens after 9 months if the money isn't ready?
Mama, thank you.
Yes, Ebere would continue to be pregnant, but the fetus would weaken and it would take time to ensure it's healthy again. And while this goes on, somewhere there's a baby being bought and sold.
When you are desperate as a woman, that is the worst situation you can find yourself in. Your judgment becomes clouded. So even if they had conviction in their hearts that this thing is not true, they will still go for it because they want to be mothers.
After Juliet's husband's initial hesitation, she managed to convince him to begin the process. But as the treatment started, doubts started to creep in.
My stomach did not grow more than me being fat.
Directly against the instructions of the scammers, Juliet sought external medical advice from a regular hospital, and her doubts were fueled further.
I was still seeing my period, and I was not seeing vital information. Lab, negative. Ultrasound, negative. Nothing. I was hoping that by 9 months, I would be a mother. But then they told me that I would carry the baby for at least 1 year and 5 months. At least. So I did not understand. My brain was not comprehending it.
You find these women carrying these babies for months without delivery because they're looking for drugs. And the drug they're looking for is someone who will give birth to a baby that they will give to these women. The drug, in quotes, is the baby.
It could be that at the end of that 9 months, they don't have somebody who is pregnant to give you a baby. So they make it kind of not bound by time.
Do you actually think that these women are aware that this is a scam?
If you look at the conversation in groups, you will know that some actually know that this is a scam.
Yeah.
But most of them don't know.
While many women may believe in this scam, Anambra State Commissioner for Women's Affairs knows better, and her government is on a mission.
Let me tell you, without mincing words, crypto pregnancy cannot exist without child trafficking. Anybody that tells you will have a child through crypto pregnancy is a liar. Don't be gullible. You are going to be giving another person's child, a trafficked child.
We head to a brothel that's about to be raided by the police and the commissioner's department. During her years in office, the commissioner has overseen dozens of raids like this.
Brothel, trafficking, crypto pregnancy, they work hand in hand. Open it! Open it! If there's any girl that is pregnant in this brothel, they will sell the baby.
The doors have padlocks on them. The police have been trying to kick them in, but they haven't been able to just yet. It's a really sort of maze of a house, lots of different rooms, lots of different compartments.
Eventually, the police managed to clear the building, and I'm left stunned.
Oh my God, they're all babies, they're all kids. Jesus.
I can't bear the thought of how awful it must be to not only be potentially trafficked into prostitution, but then, should you become pregnant, to be forced to give the baby away. Back at Dr. Kingsley's hospital, Ebere gets a pregnancy test and confirms what we all know.
The result came out negative.
And how accurate is this?
Very accurate.
So she's categorically not pregnant?
She's not pregnant.
Good morning, madam. How are you?
Good morning, sir.
How is your family?
Chiagozie, who had posed as Ebere's husband, reaches out to one of Dr. Ruth's clients. He pretends to have concerns about their pregnancy.
Except that Nandi mother they are aware now, Onya Dimi. The mother Gana says, I have female car and I have Moyamo. Yeah.
12 months. 10 months.
Chiagozie also wants to establish that, beyond taking people's money, in some ways, Dr. Ruth is also involved in baby trafficking.
Okay, Manona Akayaki images a more. Oh.
Don't worry about it.
So many lives upended, so many babies caught in cryptic clinics all over the region. Clinics like this one that we saw raided at the beginning of the film. Some of the pregnant women found here were taken and kept against their will. Others knew exactly where they were and why.
Some of these girls wouldn't want their parents to know that they're pregnant. Then they will quietly disappear and go to such places and stay. Then after giving birth, they will be given money. Some were brought there by their parents. The economy is harsh. They won't be able to take care of their babies, that it's better for them to sell.
The commissioner adds that the cryptic pregnancy scammers often use agents, people on the lookout for vulnerable pregnant women.
They will talk you into the deal, tell you how much they're going to pay you if you go to that place, but you will be kept there until you give birth to that child.
That's what Uju, who was one of the women caught up in the raid, wanted to do. Had the raid not happened, she would have sold her baby.
I found out that I was pregnant, so I told my girlfriend about it. She then asked me to come to Anambra. She directed me to that doctor, and they told me that after giving birth, I would sell the baby so I could continue living my life. They said that after delivery, they will give me money.
How much money did they say they would give?
800,000.
800,000 naira. Now looking back, do you regret that decision?
I am still confused.
You're still confused? It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Nigeria has very restrictive abortion laws which criminalize abortion with steep penalties. And pregnancies can't be terminated unless it's required to save the life of the mother.
I know some people will like balk at the idea of how could you sort of sell your child, and of course I'm not condoning that, but I think you need to kind of put yourself in their shoes and try to understand what would push someone to feel like that is the only option. And what does that say about society, that so many girls feel like this is the only option?
As we join the commissioner again, a baby is at the center of an extraordinary exchange.
This pregnancy is Burál t-ęd. Miraculous I'm telling you with my...
She's interviewing a couple who got their child through the cryptic pregnancy clinic that we saw raided in February.
I'm the one that carried it. Nobody carried it for me. Tell you what I passed through as a woman.
The couple was surrounded by the husband's family, and the atmosphere was tense. The family don't believe that the baby is their biological child, but the couple insist he is.
So during the delivery, what happened?
He gave me injection.
Then he injected you.
He injected me from here round, and at a point, he said I should push.
Along with deliveries like this, where women say they are induced and give birth, others speak of a cesarean-like incision.
Have you done any kind of DNA test? You know what?
The commissioner probes the couple further.
They said it's negative. But when I called my doctor said that he
Who
cannot
is your
show.
doctor? The man that gave you.
Yes.
Even after delivering the child, the child will still not, it will still be negative.
Of course, it will take time. It will take time.
And you believe this cock and bull story? Are you not educated? All this story is a scam.
Throughout all of this, I couldn't take my eyes away from the tiny baby, so small and so innocent. And my heart sank when the commissioner threatened to take him away from the couple.
I want you to come out clean. Then I'll be able to help you. If not, I'm collecting this baby from you and you are going home. I'm a mother, and I will always do the right thing.
Which one is right? Take away my child from me. I need my baby. I'm a victim. I don't know what the man is doing there. I went to hospital like others went to hospital.
The commissioner acknowledges that the woman in this case is also a victim, but makes the couple agree that if the biological parents come forward to claim the baby, they would have to give him up.
I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I still felt empathy towards these parents. They believe that they went through this process and this is their child. It's really easy to villainize these people, and I understand why people be angry at it, but it's not as simple as that. It's very sort of grey and messy.
Amidst all the doubts and despair, Juliet stopped seeing her so-called cryptic doctor after a few months. But determined to be a mother, she did something that's frowned upon in some parts of Nigeria. She adopted 2 children.
I can now proudly say I'm a mother. They are such a joy to me. Many of our people, they see adoption as something that you don't talk about. They will tell you, why are you adopting? You're adopting somebody's child. Do you know whether that person is a criminal? Do you know this? Do you know that? But having these children was just like me carrying my own child. They brought so much joy to my heart. They brought joy to my family. They brought joy to the people around me because they are just the best.
Juliet's story offers a ray of hope, but it's still heartbreaking to me to know that there are still so many women that are knowingly or not falling for this scam.
Taking on trafficked children, putting God knows what inside your own body, lying to everybody around you, nobody would just do that for the fun of it. There's something pushing women to do it. And that is the stuff that needs to be addressed.
Until you change the mentality towards women and infertility, towards access to reproductive rights and adoption, scams like this will continue to thrive, and countless more women will continue to pay the price.
What you've just heard and seen is more than a story. It's a grim reminder of how desperation can be weaponized by those without conscience. The BBC Africa Eye documentary has shone a necessary light on the deceit, manipulation, and pain caused by the so-called miracle baby scams. But this is not where the conversation ends. It's time to hold these perpetrators accountable and protect the vulnerable from falling victim to such schemes. It's time for authorities, communities, and individuals to act against these exploitative networks. Here at woisele TV, we stand for truth and justice. We'll continue to expose injustice and amplify the voices of those who cannot speak for themselves. If you or someone you know has been affected by this, don't stay silent. Reach out, share your story, and help us build a safer society. Thank you for watching, and remember, the power to bring about change starts with awareness. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more eye-opening content. Until next time, stay informed and stay vigilant. woisele TV, where truth speaks louder than lies.